Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 16 online game. Look at this first play. Lucky Whitehead to the outside. I believe that's his name, Lucky Whitehead. He gets to midfield on the opening kick return. That's a fantastic play. This not so much. Joseph Randall, come on, man. You got to help out Brandon Weeden. He's not going to make too many accurate throws, as his release is also not too hot either. Third down and 16 already to start the game. We find Jason Witten in the middle of the field, but it doesn't get us a first down, nor does it put us in field goal range. So on fourth down, we go for it, and we get it over Mayo. There's Jason Witten for the first down. We're going to need to hit Jason Witten up a lot this game because no Romo, no Des Bryant. So Witten is the main guy that I'm going to be looking for. And also, we got to try to establish a run game. But the problem is, I just like passing the ball better. That's just the way I am. This year, I like passing the ball. I feel like I could, read the defense well. And I got plays that can work for certain coverages. I feel like I could be a step ahead of the opponent. The problem is, Brandon Weeden's usually a step behind everybody. Now, what we are going to be doing in this video is talking about Week 5 in the NFL. I have my picks. Of course, that'll be the halftime show. We'll talk about it throughout, starting with the Bills and the Titans, which could be a close game. Bills on the road might not play too well, Rex Ryan's guys, they're still getting penalized a lot. I mean, I watched a good bit of that Giants game, which is penalty after penalty that absolutely killed them. I mean, it took away, 2 touchdowns and all sorts of big plays for the Bills that got taken away because of penalties. And I actually have the Titans for that game. I believe the Titans can pull out the mini upset on the road. The Bills front four in defense, they're not exactly playing to their potentials. You guys see third down and 6 here. I was trying to play the Gronkowski route, but since my guy was on a blitz, he ran to the inside and kind of messed up my positioning because that allows Gronk to get a touchdown. Not a good idea to let Gronk get a run to the outside like that. So I got Titans that game. I mean, Mariota, I think he could, he'll have a good enough game. He won't have a great game or anything like that against the Bills defense, but he could have a good enough game. The problem is the Bills' pass defense is still really good, so we'll see how that works out with guys like Kendall, Wright, and Doro, Beckham, Green. See if they could get some open catches. You see Jason Witten just dropping an open catch. Browns and Ravens. There's every reason to take the Browns in this game. The Ravens do not look good at all. They're struggling. Browns offense looked okay against the Chargers last week against the Ravens. They could probably get it going. Josh McCown actually looked, half-ass decent. Their offensive line is playing well, as my dude is killing me right now. He's about to get a 14-3 lead as he's going for Gronkowski, and it's incomplete. But the Browns are the Browns, and the Ravens are the Ravens. Just because of that, we're taking the Ravens, all right? The Ravens just find ways to win, and the Browns find ways to lose. Unless they can convince me otherwise, that's the way I'm picking as we get the user pick right here. He's going to that Gronk seam route way too much. Eventually, I was going to take it, all right? Fool me once, all right. Fool me twice, I'm the idiot. But you're not getting a third time, all right? You were just not. You got to find somewhere else to throw that ball. Bears and Chiefs, even though the Bears beat the Raiders last week, the Raiders are the Raiders, and their pass defense is still atrocious. You guys see right now, Brandon Weeden is playing ass cheeks, terrible right now. So I do got the Chiefs. I think they can lock up the Bears on defense and get a win. As you guys see, we go deep for Brian Butler or Bryce Butler. Either way, that's a touchdown. I like that. And he actually goes offside, so we're going to fullback dive and get a 2-point conversion here. So that's a mistake by him to give up 3 points because I don't know what the heck he's trying to block case. This is a subscriber game. Now, Seahawks and Bengals. This is probably the game of the week. This is the game I would have played, except for the fact that I played it 2 weeks ago on my channel. So I was like, you know what? That we already did it, so it doesn't make any sense to do it again. But that's going to be a really good game. I mean, one team might step ahead of the other one. It'll probably be the Bengals if one team, steps ahead and gets a big lead. But that game should be close. Seahawks usually play close games, usually play, interesting games. I'm not going to say super exciting game because they don't play shootouts, but it'll be really interesting. Two of the best teams in the NFL. The Bengals, this will easily be their biggest test of the season so far, maybe of the year right here, and they're at home, so they have every reason to win this game. But I think Seattle ekes this win out. I just think Russell Wilson on the road might be able to provide some magic, but I'm not going to be surprised at all the Bengals win. It's just my pick. It's a 50-50 pick. I mean, you can really argue either way and make a bunch of solid arguments on why each team could win, but any given Sunday, we'll just see what happens. I just think the Seahawks make the plays to win on this Sunday. Rams and Packers, obviously the Rams had a really good game. They beat the Cardinals, forced them to make some mistakes, and made the Cardinals kind of beat themselves. Of course, the Rams made the plays of their own to win, but the Packers at home, Yeah, we're not going against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau, all right? We're going to take Aaron Rodgers and let him win that game. The Rams are just really inconsistent. It seems like one week they'll play really well, and then you start believing in them that they'll make a big playoff push or something like that, and then they just blow up the next week. I think this is that week that they kind of blow up and Aaron Rodgers gets loose a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's been quiet the past few games after a great start. We'll see if he awakens in Lambeau and, disrupts Rodgers and shuts down Lacey. We'll see how all that works out. Jaguars and Bucks. Bucks got a new kicker. Their other kicker was terrible. That dude was missing PATs. He missed like 3 kicks in the game they lost to the Texans. It was terrible. Now that they got a solid kicker, they're at home. Like all the stuff that happened in the Panthers game probably won't happen again, like that fumble return by Ed Dixon. I'll take the Bucks in that game over the Jags. Should be a close game though. Both teams will play each other to like a 19-22 game or some weird score like that. Saints and Eagles. I actually have the Eagles in this game because I think the offense that they run would work against a bad defense, and the Saints are a bad defense. Therefore, we're going to take the Eagles to win that game at home. I think, the Saints struggle on the road a little bit. Actually, they seem to struggle at home more than struggle at the road lately, besides last week against the Cowboys. But we are going to take the Eagles in that game. Might probably be an ugly game. Both those teams aren't too good right now, but whoever wins that game, they could start a little playoff push. Of course, for the Saints, it'll be a lot hard to make the playoffs with both the Panthers and the Falcons undefeated so far this season. Speaking of the Falcons, I think they stay undefeated against the Redskins. I think the Redskins will give them a close game. The Redskins, besides the Giants game this year, so we get the pick, but unfortunately, Patman's brought down at the 1-yard line, which limits our play calling, because I'm not trying to get a safety in this situation, so we're just going to play safe and hit Witten. But, yeah, besides that Giants game, the Redskins have played every game close, and you can argue that they should have won that Dolphins game. I feel like I keep on saying that, but it's like, I don't know, I just don't like the Dolphins that much. They're on a bye, by the way. So, the Redskins, there could be an upset potential pick, but I just feel like Matt Ryan, those guys, they're cooking just a little bit too well to lose to the Redskins. The Redskins still have their own flaws. Cardinals and Lions. This might be the week the Lions get off the schneid and become the, stop being the only team that hasn't won a game yet. But, nah, it's not going to happen. Not against the Cardinals. Even though they're at home, Stafford doesn't win games like this. That's just the way it works. Stafford doesn't figure out good defenses, and the Cardinals are a great defense. And then their offense, the boot, been playing really well. I think they figure out, a way to channel some frustration after losing that last game. Patriots and Cowboys, this game right here, I think the Patriots win it. The Cowboys, I think, will make it a little bit closer than people will think. The Patriots won't roll this team like they rolled the Jaguars, but, Brady's way too good right now. That intermediate throwing game with Amendola, Edelman, Gronkowski, Dion Lewis, it's just way too good. Once again, we're going to get the pick, but we're going to be brought down at the 1-yard line, which once again limits our play calls. And unfortunately, Brandon Weeden is like special ed, so he overthrows the pass. Broncos and Raiders. Some people think this will be a close game. I don't really think it'll be that close. It might be a little bit close because the Broncos haven't put up too much points this year, and that might allow the Raiders to stay in, but the Raiders are just not good enough to play the Broncos to a win, I would think. Like the Vikings, they had a chance, but the Raiders, even at home, I wouldn't take them. Let's see, Niners and Giants. I got my Giants in that game. I feel like my Giants go 3-2. I feel like the Giants have a really, soft schedule coming up. We have a chance to feast, all right? If we will make the playoffs. That starts with winning this game against the Niners, and I believe in this team. We got a bunch of solid underdogs playing big roles on this team. I just believe in this team. The Niners will play. I think it'll be a close game. It's on Sunday Night Football. Should be close, but I got my Giants. And finally, Steelers and Chargers. Got the Chargers. I don't think Mike Vick has what it takes to go on the road and beat San Diego, even as banged up as San Diego is, as my opponent gets a touchdown here, making it interesting. He has all 3 of his timeouts, only 34 seconds. He'll probably still go for the onside kick, which he does. I don't know how the hell he got that catch, but here's the onside by Gostkowski, but it's picked up by the Cowboys, and that should ice the game. We're going to try to get 1 first down. That'll definitely end it, and Joseph Randle picking up some great blocks here. Look at Zach Martin pancaking, and we're just going to dive down on the ground and take our victory, and that's it. So good game to my opponent. He played a good game. There's a bunch of crap going on in this game that made it close, like all these like one-handed catches and stuff like that. Everyone's trying to beat Odell, but it's all good. Like I said, my opponent was a good opponent. He played a good game. He did what he had to do to stay in it. We just made it a few more plays to win the game. So leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time.